Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, June 6th. Today we will have a significant change to our weather pattern with much colder temperatures across much of the Great Basin and the areas shaded in blue, where temperatures will be 15 to 30 degrees below what we've seen the last week. We will also see wetter showers and thunderstorms across the northern and eastern half of the Great Basin. However, we will have very windy conditions today, really in all areas of the Great Basin, but the area shaded in orange over western Nevada is where these winds will occur in areas where relative humidity is below 15%. We've also seen lightning in some of these areas, so we could have some holdovers over parts of central Nevada. As we move into tomorrow, we will see continued cold conditions with wetter showers and thunderstorms, especially over the northern half of the Great Basin. However, we will have some drier air move into southern areas of the Great Basin, so relative humidity will drop again below about 12 or 10% with windy conditions, so we have highlighted those areas in the far south for tomorrow. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen a good amount of lightning over Idaho back into northeastern and central Nevada yesterday. These thunderstorms produced lighter amounts of precipitation in some areas. We did have some heavier amounts up in Idaho, but for the most part, less than 1/10 of an inch. However, we are seeing showers and thunderstorms this morning over central and eastern Utah, and we have seen wetter conditions over Utah over the last 24 hours with rainfall amounts over a quarter or over even 1/2 of an inch of precipitation already. So again, we will see those wetter showers and thunderstorms over the eastern half of the Great Basin. We did have some new fire activity over the last 24 hours, several new starts across Utah, up into Idaho, and even parts of Nevada with the recent lightning, and even some larger fires that ignited over parts of Idaho and into northeast Nevada and northern Utah. Over the last 14 days, we've seen precipitation mainly over the northern half of the Great Basin with very dry conditions over western and southern Nevada, and also into parts of the Arizona Strip and Utah. Looking at our current ERC situation, ERCs are still high over Utah, but will be dropping rapidly in areas that we see those wetter showers and thunderstorms today. So many of these areas over the 70th and 80th percentile will be dropping over the next couple of days. Further north and west, ERCs have been climbing, but again, will start the downward trend as we see those colder and wetter conditions move across the Great Basin. Current ERCs are showing with the recent hot conditions, ERCs continue to spike and are near or at record levels for the time of year over much of Nevada and Utah. And looking at areas over western Nevada where we will see those gusty winds and dry conditions today, ERCs again are near records and right around the 70th percentile. Further south in Utah, we are seeing those ERCs again climb above the 90th percentile over western Utah, which will remain dry today and somewhat breezy going into tomorrow. Looking at our satellite image from this morning, you can see the cold area of low pressure moving into the Pacific Northwest. Again, this is pushing a cold front through the Great Basin today and will continue with those cool conditions and wetter conditions through tomorrow. The weather pattern for later today is indicated here. You can see those showers and thunderstorms over the northern half of the region. Again, we are highlighting the windy and dry conditions over central and western Nevada today, which is again where winds will be quite strong, and also you can see where those relative humidities and those dry conditions are moving into western Nevada. Looking at some of our surface conditions, you can see that those dry areas of low relative humidity over central and western Nevada. The immediate Sierra front will see strong winds, but the relative humidity will be above 20 or 25%. Also, we will see the relative humidity start increasing across Utah with those showers and thunderstorms. The wind gusts are in the image on the right. You can see how strong the winds will be, with those purple areas being generally over 40 miles per hour over much of Nevada and Utah today, and also up north into Idaho and Wyoming. As we move into tomorrow, that cold front sweeps through the area, so remaining will be cold and wetter conditions in the north, but you can see those drier conditions moving in over the far south, and it's those dry areas where the winds will be stronger tomorrow that we have issued a high risk for parts of the Arizona Strip into southern Utah. On Sunday, you can see how those relative humidities really drop below 10% in the far south, but remain much higher further north. Again, another breezy day on tap for Sunday, and the main concern will be where those stronger winds occur over areas of southern areas of the basin where the relative humidity will be higher. We'll also see gusty winds, possibly stir up some holdovers in area we see lightning. Going into Monday, that area of low pressure now tracks well to the east. Still remain cool conditions over the Great Basin, but a little bit drier with some of our showers over the eastern areas of Idaho into Wyoming and northeast Utah, but a significant drop in our fire potential. You can see many areas of yellow and green, a stark change from what we've been seeing this week. Looking at our relative humidity, still dry in the south and a little bit higher humidity further north. Still a breezy day over the eastern half of the Great Basin on Monday, but certainly winds will be quite a bit lighter than what we will see today and tomorrow, with gusts generally in the 20s or around 30 miles per hour. But again, temperatures significantly cooler. Through this weekend, we'll see highs in the 50s and 60s in the north and in the 80s over southern areas. Looking at our 3-day amount of precipitation, you can see clearly a wetter system moving across the area. Many areas will see wetting rains with these showers and thunderstorms. Still some drier spots will be the far south and over parts of western Nevada. Going into Tuesday, we'll see warming conditions as a ridge of high pressure starts to build over the Great Basin, so we'll see temperatures starting to return to normal in some areas, with generally some clouds in the north. Significant fire potential still will remain low for a couple of days as the area recovers from the cool and wet conditions. On Wednesday, continuing warming temperatures and drier conditions, starting to see some of those changes in our fire potential in the far south in areas that have not received or will not receive as much precipitation, but still low fire potential in the north. Then moving into Thursday, warmer and drier conditions, but you can see another area of low pressure off the west coast, which will approach the area later in the week. So gradually increasing fire potential back to the low to moderate category. On Friday, that area of low pressure moves into California, so we will see an increase in winds later in the week, once again ahead of another cold front that will drop temperatures across the basin. The 7-day precipitation map shows most of very similar conditions from the 3-day. Obviously, most of that precipitation will be occurring in the next few days. The 8 to 14-day outlook for June 13th through the 19th shows cooler and wetter conditions in the north as we continue to see cold fronts move across the northern half of the Great Basin. This will again keep fire potential a little bit lower going into the middle of June. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.